Hey, it's Joe back again. The Living the Lair channel, back in the Living the Lair creative studio, and I'm actually excited about this vid because it's been a long time coming. I have this pouch. You may have seen it in my hip pouch video, the one of the very first and one of my own favorite videos on the channel by Paul Dore. Now, I had some criticisms about the pouch, but overall the pouch was absolutely amazing. And the criticisms that I had is this, because I've had this pouch nearly 2 years, it's kind of become a bit loose. And then when I nail down into brush and stuff, sometimes when I stand back up, I find that it's after falling out, and no button snaps on the back. So I have to actually take my belt off when going on day hikes and put my belt through. Now, no biggie. Beautiful pouch. Still got my same kitten there that you've seen from before. So, no need to see that. If you fancy seeing what's in this pouch, you can go check out my other video. But the great thing about this is that, or the great thing about that video is that Paul Dore, who's a great guy and a great maker, got in touch with me and said, Joe, send your pouch in to me. He does spa treatments, so you can send if you've busted a stitch or you want to retreat it or change it out, swap in some button snaps. He'll do that, and for a fee, of course. But if you want to pimp it up or it needs a bit of repairing, he can sort it out. So I said, no, you're fine. I like the pouch, but one thing I do have is a field journal. Not on me now, it's in the drawer. But I've been taking notes. I take notes on absolutely every piece of kit that I use, and improvements that I could make with it, or should I have more money in the future, I could go back to the maker and redesign it. So I had a chat with Paul over the course of an hour. I read him all my notes, and he threw some ideas back at me, and we vibed a little, and we came up with my new pouch. And I have to say, I absolutely love it, because it's anybody who knows that when you go to a maker for stuff, you have to allow for a bit of artistic license. You can have this fantastic idea in your head, and it mightn't always be plausible, i.e. why they're the professionals. Sometimes you got to allow for a bit of leeway, but I have to say that Paul absolutely nailed this, and in helping me redesign the pouch the way I like it. So here it is. Now, when I went to Paul, I said to Paul that I didn't want to change the overall look of his pouch, because it's based off a Viking pouch, and Paul and some of the guys that use it go to reenactments, so it had to kind of remain true to its original aesthetics. And I wanted to not change the overall look of it, but yet wanted to add a few features. So you can see he's added button snaps. So I no longer have to take my belt off at the back of the car. I can throw this on my quick chair. Without having to take my belt off, I can get my knife and this on. So that's the first adjustments at the back. You can see the stitching is absolutely A1. And he's added some D-rings, because this is quality snaps, I can tell you that. If you so choose to, you can pop them off and carry it bandolier style. Sling some paracord around, throw it on and use it as a pack. The second and quite most obvious change you'll notice is the toggle here. I said that a drop through toggle would be the man, so that way you don't, over time when the leather fails, you wouldn't suffer from fails is the wrong word, but when the leather loosens, you wouldn't suffer from that problem, that you'd have 100% closure at all times. So he came up with a drop through toggle. We decided we'd run with that, and easy enough to open, and still retains the overall look of the pouch. It's made out of timber, has a small piece of shock cord there. Now when you open it up, you open up my old pouch, you'll see that it just opens up a straight flap and into a large main bodied compartment. You can see the way I have mine laid out here. So the first change I made, and if you watch my hip pouch video, is I wanted a loop on the inside of this, so that when you open it up, you could keep stuff up here up top. For me personally, if I have it here, maybe it might be downstairs. For me personally, I suffered from carrying a knife without a fire steel loop, which meant that I had to carry my fire steel either in my pocket or on my belt, which is what you see here. So I wrote to Paul, and I said to Paul, I had to change this, and my idea was thus. So there you have it. You can close it over. I will cut this cord off later. Now, we decided to not custom form some leather. This is made of shock cord, so you can keep a torch up here. You could keep a compass up here. In fact, I'll take care of that piece of leather, right? So you could keep a torch up there. You could keep a compass up there. You could keep maybe some kindling or a tube of magnesium. But there you go. So we were able to add it, and this is where Paul, being a genius, comes in. I didn't want to take away from the aesthetic, so he sewed this onto a piece of leather and then lightly stitched the leather in. So you can see now already you've got some improvements, but yet the aesthetics have stayed the same. So there we go. I now don't have to carry my fire steel on my belt anymore, and then it's immediately available in my hip or on my hip. The second thing you'll notice about my kit is that I carry my Hudson Bay tin up the front of it. This is the most predominantly used bit that's in here next to the cordage that's down there. So we have my Hudson Bay. Needs no introduction, it's a Hudson Bay. So the second thing that I said to Paul is that I wanted to divide up the main body of the inside of the bag, but yet not specifically designing it to hold a Hudson Bay, because I want other people to be able to see this and say, oh, you know, I could use that for something else. You could keep medical supplies in it or whatever, but at least it stops that whole haversack dilemma when you just keep putting stuff in and it's running around, that you could choose what you want to put up here and it will accommodate. It's a fairly big pouch. You can see my Hudson Bay tin is lost in the front compartment. So I can keep my Hudson Bay and my striker and some jute twine all up the front of the pouch, all in a separate compartment, and it doesn't have to mix with anything that's there. So there you go. I just wanted to show that off. If any of you fancy, get in touch with Paul. You know, I think it's some great improvements to his tried and tested and true old pouch. It's more meant for kind of bushmen and hiking, because I don't just use my pouch for tipping about in the woods or for carrying tinder. This goes everywhere with me. Like I explained in my last video, it goes in my bags, it goes on day hikes, it's in the car if I'm going on a long trip or the weather has to be bad. I use this as an all-round kit. So these are just some improvements, and as per usual, it comes with Paul Dore's absolutely amazing quality and leather work stitching. So there you go. My take on Paul Dore's classic. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Oh, not thanks for watching. Scratch that. I'm actually doing a giveaway. Paul was so nice and in helping me make this pouch and designing this pouch that I'm going to be giving away my old pouch over on the Live and to Learn community, and also going to be giving away, he was kind enough to send this to me, boom, a Paul Dore bushcraft t-shirt. So all you got to do is pop over to the Live and to Learn community on Facebook and share the video or like the video. I'm not pushing anybody, just drop a comment below saying done, and I'll choose a winner next week at random for my old, if this thing could talk, my old pouch and the Paul Dore t-shirt. And thanks as always for watching. It's a fantastic community, and I love interacting with everybody on it as much as I can. And a big shout out to Paul Dore, who's just gone from strength to strength. I'm glad that we managed to get this made and knocked out. It's his company's 2-year anniversary, and he seems to be going from strength to strength, and his custom pieces are absolutely amazing. So I mean, he has everything for every budget. You know, he's a fantastic leathersmith. I very rarely recommend makers, but if you're looking for something, pop over and have a chat with him. He's an absolutely lovely guy, and get some nice leather craft off them. So I wish him all the success in the future, and any help I can give him I will. And thanks to you guys for tuning in and making this community and this YouTube channel a fantastic place to be. And I love sharing all these new things with you, and I hope to share more with you in the future, and I hope that you can share some with me. And I'll talk to you soon. Joe from Limited Learning.